There we go. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. But anyway, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the JARcast, episode 4. And we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. Quite a few things. Actually, a lot of stuff happened late in the week. There wasn't a lot going on this week. You know, of course, we had a death, famous death, and also a bunch of award nominations and stuff like that. But beyond that, there wasn't a whole lot going on until here at the end of the week. A whole lot of stuff popped off. So, yeah, that's when I started. I was kind of wondering, man, I don't have a lot to go over this week that I really want to, that I'm interested in going over. So, but yeah, I found some stuff, got plenty of things, got a couple of, I've actually got 3 trailers we're going to go over today, but 2 of them are like really short, so I don't know if I'm going to, I mean, it's still about the same amount of time. And yeah, we're going to be talking about some Justice League, Blade, we're going to talk about Cube again just for a few minutes, and Uno, of all things. Uno, yeah, it's in the news, it's in the movie news, and it's kind of weird. But yeah, we'll jump into that here in just a minute. Let's let a couple more people, give them a chance to slide in here. So far, I see Terrific is here. What's up, Terrific? Good evening. But yeah, I don't know if anybody else is, or there's some other people in here. I don't know who they are. But if nobody else joins up, or if some few people do, we're going to start things off here in about 2 minutes. Start with the rest of the show. I still don't have any bumpers or anything, but I have been working on them. I should have some to make spice the show up a little bit, make it a little bit prettier in the next like week or 2 or something. I might have some next week. I do have a couple of little outros for when I clip this up later in the week. That'll be a new thing, but you guys won't see that tonight. But as far as this is just kind of be the same generic background that I've had for a while, but I'm working on a different background, but I've got this one to tide me over for now, and then and eventually I'll have a new background that's a lot nicer, or I think it's a lot nicer. Hopefully it's a lot nicer. Excuse me. Man, I don't know what's up. So, I don't really feel like waiting much longer, so I think we're going to jump right into this. I'm good, Terrific. How about yourself, sir? All right. I guess it's about that time to jump right into it. Okie dokie. Oh, I got my light fixed, by the way. Those of you that were here last week will know that I had like this orange tint to me because I was using one of my old lights from back in the day when I first started YouTube. Well, not when I first started, I didn't have any lighting. I had a lamp. But when I first got lighting, it was some DIY, kind of like homemade lighting I had. And I've still got it downstairs and just stored away. And when my ring light that I used to light me and not my green screen went out the other night, suddenly I had to use that last week. So this time, hopefully it looks a little better this time. Alrighty. Here we go. So, yeah, welcome once again to a week that just wasn't filled with a whole lot of news at first. And then all that changed and kind of blew up with quite a bit of like little stories. No like real big story beyond the passing of someone, but just little things. Of course, I didn't really like put it in here to go over too much. But, oh my gosh. Well, I just flubbed that. What is his name? Christopher Plummer. Whoops. But, of course, this week, Christopher Plummer passed away at the ripe old age of 91. Great actor, been in some really great flicks. Was in some just this past year, and I think he's still got some filmed that are going to be coming later in the year. I don't have them in front of me, so I don't know. I don't have anything prepared for that, but I did enjoy a lot of the roles he was in. Just a great actor. I really liked, there is a story, as I said, I don't have it pulled up here, but I really like this about him. He was a classically trained actor, and when he was in this movie called The Thin Red Line by Terrence Malick. I did not like The Thin Red Line, by the way. I'm not a Terrence Malick fan, honestly, but he was in The Thin Red Line either way, and Terrence Malick is one of those directors that his movies, in my opinion, are really pretentious and drawn out and just boring. They're really pretty. Like, he has an eye for making really pretty looking movies, but he's one of those directors that will have like shots that linger just on landscapes for like 5 fucking minutes with just some like music over it. And very arty, and I'm cool with art house movies. Art house films are great. I like them, but his movies just drone on, man. But yeah, anyway, he made a movie called The Thin Red Line with a star-studded cast years ago. Christopher Plummer was in that movie, and Terrence Malick is notorious for taking big-name actors, casting them in large roles in his movies, and then in the editing room, cutting them practically all the way out, if not totally all the way out. So he did that to Christopher Plummer, and Christopher Plummer just pretty much wrote him a letter after the movie and said, I think you have a great eye for detail, and you have a great eye for wonderful shots and all that, but you need a writer because you need to stop writing because you're not good at it. And he just told him, your movies just come off as really pretentious. I mean, you could say that he sounded kind of sour about the situation, how he got cut out of the film, but I mean, it's Christopher Plummer. How can you tell him no? So, I mean, I think the guy knew what he was talking about. And I agree with him. I mean, pretty much every single Terrence Malick film I've seen, I've just been like, oh my God, this is just going on forever. It was like that. I think the other one was called The New World. Is it The New World? I think it's the one about like Pocahontas. Actually, that's the one I think that he was talking about, not The Thin Red Line. The Thin Red Line was the movie that came before that. I think it was A New World or The New World, whatever it is. That's the one that Christopher Plummer was in that wrote him about it. And he even said, I'm probably never going to work with the guy again now, but I don't care because I don't want to be in those types of movies. But the way he phrased it, he was a gentleman about it. And I really like when actors or famous, just anybody, I like when anybody's, can be blunt and say what they have on their mind, but they're just, gentlemanly about it. They're respectable. There's nothing wrong with shooting somebody straight and telling them what's up. If you're, respectable about it, talk to people the way you want to be talked to. But yeah, I thought that was really cool about Christopher Plummer. Lots of other stories about Christopher Plummer out there. He's a great actor. He will be missed. But let's go ahead and jump right into this week's news. I got quite a few stories. They started piling on, but like I said, they're all little stories, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time on any of these. I haven't read through each and every one of these in detail because they did start pouring in right here at the end of the week. And I had some other ones pulled up I was going to do, but these just kind of took precedence over it. But the first one that we got here that we're going to talk about is in response to a movie that I know here on my channel has come up before. I've never reviewed it. I like it, but a remake of a movie that has been talked about here in this very podcast, I believe, and that would be Blade. And apparently, well, I mean, we all knew that Blade is coming to the MCU, but now Blade has a writer. No director as of yet, but there is a writer. And I'm fine with this. I'm fine with part of this. And this is a slippery slope, too, but I'll go ahead and just put it out there. Let's just say Watchmen writer Stacey Osei Kofor, I think it is. Sorry about the name, or butchering the name. Tapped to write Marvel's Blade, starring Mahershala Ali. So yeah, I don't really know. I have not seen Watchmen the show. I'm a big fan of the Watchmen graphic novel and even of Zack Snyder's Watchmen movie. And I've heard the show is good, but I don't know. I just haven't heard a lot about the show, honestly. The little bit I have heard, I heard it was good, but I don't even know if it got a second season. If it was supposed to, was it a miniseries? I don't know. I saw it on HBO Max the other night, and I keep saying I'm going to sit down and watch it because I am a fan of Watchmen, but I just don't have time. But I will watch it eventually. I'm sure it's pretty good, especially if it sticks to the source material. It's great source material, but she apparently has... She of course she worked on Watchmen. I'm not sure what else she has worked on. It doesn't really mention in this article specifically what else she's worked on. I'm sure she's worked on other stuff, but it just talks about the reason being is it mentions her, and I have nothing. Before I get into this next part, nothing against this woman. She may be a great writer. I have no idea, and she might be the right pick for Blade. And that's fine. I'm cool. I don't give a shit who writes Blade, who directs it, as long as it's the right person. But I was going down through the article, and when I looked this same article up on another site, it says that people apparently said that they would only. Where is it? I've got it right here. Let me say the exact quote. Says Ali was directly I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Mahershala Ali was directly involved in the process of selecting the writer. The studio had spent time over the last 6 months meeting with only black writers. This is in direct line with Marvel's focus on diversity and making representation a key factor. Okay, I'm totally cool with representation. I think that's great. Awesome. I have no problem with that. Like I said, I don't give a shit who writes it, who directs it, as long as it's the right writer and the right director and the right actor, just the right people. But why only see black people or black writers? And it doesn't say about directors. They may be doing that with the director as well. That's like forcing representation. That's forcing inclusion, and I don't understand why. I mean, of course, include anybody, let anybody apply and talk to the right people, but I don't know. I feel like when you wall things off like that, you're saying, hey, you're cutting a possible good candidate out just because of their color, their skin color, and I don't agree with that either way. And I know some people would say, well, skin color, that there's certain groups of people who have been discriminated against for years and still are, and all this and that. I'm not here to talk about that. That is, yes, I know that that's happened, but why openly do if you openly do it, it's still just as bad in my opinion. I don't think that you should say I'm only going to talk to, black, white, or Asian people, whatever, about working on this movie, on this project. That sounds really counterintuitive to me. I don't understand. I mean, of course, somebody's always going to have something to say as to why that is the case and why it should be. And I'm not even going to get into that argument, but I'm just talking about that right there, that decision right there. I don't agree with any anybody else sitting there and getting preferential treatment due to their skin color, regardless of what that skin color is. I don't agree with it here neither. Now, once again, this is nothing against this young woman. She might be the right one. She may be great. Once again, I don't know her work. I am very interested in Watchmen and giving it a shot. And if it's great, I will praise her for it. But I just don't get why studios are doing that. I mean, I get why it's a big hot topic right now, but it just doesn't sound like the way to move things forward to me. And I get that people and studios and just people are trying to move things forward, and I'm cool with that, but this does it the right way. And if that's the case, why'd you pick Blade? Is it because Blade's black? Yes, Blade is black. He is a black character. Great, that's fine. Why can black people only write and direct for black characters? That sounds really walled off to me. I just don't get that. I mean, why not pick like fucking Iron Man or the next Captain America or something like that? You know, if you're gonna be, it's one more thing that you're walling off, in my opinion. But anyway, you know, that's a rabbit hole I'm not wanting to get down. I did want to mention it because it was here, and I have no idea if this is going to work out or not. I'm a really big fan of the Blade series, the movie series. I'm not as familiar with the comic book series, but the movie series I was a big fan of. The third one was real weak, but part 1 and part 2 especially were great. And I'm hoping that regardless of, you know, what's going on behind the scenes and all that, that Stacy Kofor, I'm going to keep butchering that name. I do apologize. I know you're not watching this, but if you are listening and or watching to this, sorry, I'm terrible with names. Stacy. I'm hoping Stacy does a great job. I hope she writes a good Blade, and I hope whoever they get to direct it does a good job. But I just, you know, let's be inclusive all around. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, moving on to the next. Looks like Hell Knight's here. What's up, Hell Knight? No, he says. No, what? Are you talking about Blade? No, or just something else that I missed? Or her in general? If you're talking about this woman being tapped to write Blade, I don't know enough about her work to say if she would be good for the part or not. I mean, she did Watchmen. That's a comic book. So, once again, if she did good by that, we'll see. All right. You guys aren't talking much right now. It's all good. All right. Let's move on to the next thing. Next in line, real quick, is... This is just a small little story, but director Chloe Zhou sinks her teeth into a sci-fi western Dracula for Universal. I read that and I was like, well, that could be cool. A sci-fi western. I think the idea behind a sci-fi western, I've always thought could be pretty cool since Cowboys and Aliens. That movie had potential. Didn't work out as well as I would have liked, but the idea is kind of neat. And then you throw Dracula into it too. I mean, that could be cool. This could be a really kind of over-the-top campy flick, or it just could be something taken seriously and really cool. I don't know. Once again, we're talking about a director this time. I am not familiar with her work. She's worked on Nomadland. I heard about it, but I've not seen that. I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I guess she at least directed a good movie or show. Is that a show or movie? I'm not sure. I've heard about it. I'm really out of the loop on that. But she's going to be taking on Dracula, and it's going to be a sci-fi western. I don't know how... it says it's going to be a new take on the character in the vein of a futuristic sci-fi western. So I guess it's not going to be like based in the Old West like Cowboys versus Aliens was. It's going to be kind of maybe like a Firefly. Like Firefly was kind of like a sci-fi western in a way. Maybe it'll be like that. I don't know. But she says, I've always been fascinated by vampires and the concept of the other they embody. Zoe said in a release, I'm very excited to work with Donna Langley, Peter Kramer, and the team at Universal to reimagine such a beloved character. I guess those are some of the execs over at Universal. Well, I mean, as I said, they're just now throwing this out there, but I think that could be a cool idea. I did down here, it does say that she's wanting to take a lot of inspiration from Bram Stoker's Dracula, you know, the OG Dracula. So, I mean, that could be cool. We'll see. I mean, being a sci-fi, straight up sci-fi with vampires, I'm sure it's been done, but this is like the OG vampire, the Big Daddy, and they're doing a sci-fi for it. This could be really cool. It could be a fucking disaster, but it could be really cool. I mean, I could see... I don't know. I really don't know how they would do it. Is it just going to be a straight up adaptation of Bram Stoker's Dracula, but in space or in the future or something? Who knows? But I'm intrigued. My interest is piqued. I'm looking forward to hearing more about this. I need to check out Nomadland so I can kind of get a feel for her style to see if she's gonna, maybe it'll give me a better idea, just her style, like what kind of style this movie's going to be in. Or maybe she's one of those directors that every time she makes a movie, it's like a totally different movie. It's like she doesn't have one singular style. Who knows? Most directors aren't like that. You can usually tell a director's movie. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. What do you guys think? Hopefully got some Dracula fans out there that are looking for an original take on Dracula. If so, it sounds like it's coming from Universal. I do wonder, is this going to work into their like dark... I think they just totally ditched that whole dark Universal thing, right? Or Dark Universe or whatever. They had like the Mummy and all that. Because The Invisible Man came out and it wasn't under that Dark Universe moniker, was it? Maybe they're just going to do standalone movies like, they've been doing for 50 years that aren't connected. And maybe they'll drum up some excitement over these monsters that way. Maybe then we'll get a return of the Dark Universe. I thought the idea behind the Dark Universe was cool, but I just thought their execution wasn't very good. That thing they did with the Mummy, that movie had potential. It could have been a fun ride, but they were too worried about building an extended universe in that one movie, and they should have just done it more naturally. But that's just my opinion. I'm not in the movies. I just talk shit about them after I watch them. But yeah, Bram Stoker's Dracula in space. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to something like that because it's coming. Hell Knight said no Blade remake. Well, I don't know if it's a remake so much, but I know what you mean. It's just a reboot. Because I don't think it's remaking the Blade movie as much as I assume it will be pulling from the Blade comic. But that's a good question. That is a good, I'm curious about that. You think it's going to have more in common with the Blade comic book series, which I'm not as familiar with, or the Blade movies? Because let's be real, the Blade movies are what's really known about Blade. I think I'd heard about Blade, just kind of like somewhat familiar about that character. But then, it wasn't until the movies came out that I like really knew anything about Blade. So I do wonder if they're going to pull more inspiration from the movies, which are more mainstream, more people know about them, or just go all in on the comic books. Who knows? I also wonder if it's going to be rated R or not. Will it or Deadpool be the first rated R MCU movies? I bet Blade will not be rated R. I bet they'll squeeze out a PG-13. They did with the third one. The third one was rated PG-13. Deadpool can't be rated. If they make Deadpool, it can't be rated PG-13. That would be a disaster. Are going to Die Hard to a Die Hard 6. Are they going to do a Die Hard 6? I mean, probably. Eventually. Maybe. Who knows? Wouldn't surprise me. If they do, I think they'll do like they'll try and liken back. Maybe not a full-on reboot. Maybe they'll do like a soft reboot or something. I don't know if people will go for another Die Hard sequel, like a straight-up sequel like that last one. It was pretty fucking bad. Okay, so next in line, we have one of the oddest stories this week that I ran across, and I almost didn't talk about it, but it was so odd, I just wanted to talk about it, and that is Uno, the movie, is in works at Mattel Films. What the fuck? I mean, it shouldn't surprise me, given a lot of the movies that they've made over the years. This is not going to be the first... I mean, Uno's not a board game, but, kind of like a board card game that's been made. I mean, there was Battleship, and they've made a couple of them. They're working on what is it? There's another board game. There's like a couple of Tetris, which that's a video game, I know, but, it's in that same vein. You really don't see how the hell are they going to have a story to that. They're really digging deep in these things now. So, but yeah, an Uno movie is coming, and it is apparently going to be starring, let's see here, supposedly, it said what it was. Here it is. Uno is a game that transcends generations, and we look forward to partnering with Lil Yachty. I don't know who that is. That just shows how really out of it I am. I'm assuming with a name like that, that's a rapper of some sorts. I'm not familiar with his work. I'm not familiar with a lot of people's work tonight, apparently. So I don't know if I'm your best source of news this evening. I'm not familiar with Lil Yachty. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce that. It's yacht with a Y. As well as with Coach P and Brian Shear. I'm not familiar with any of these people. To transform the classic Uno game into a comedic action adventure. Is it gonna be a movie like about Uno where they're like playing Uno or something like that, or is it actually gonna give the game Uno a story of some sort? I don't know, man. I have no idea. This is. I don't know. I said the same thing about Battleship. I mean, when I heard they were making a movie about that, I was like, that's fucking ridiculous. And I mean, they say what you will about that movie, they made it work. I mean, it wasn't great. But I thought Battleship was entertaining enough. It was fine to be on in the background while I'm doing like laundry or something. But yeah, the Uno movie is coming. That's really all there is about it. It doesn't say much more about what's going on. Mattel Films is handling it, and they make Uno, so I guess they know the most about Uno out of everybody. I don't know. I mean, really, this just seems like they're really digging deep. They're digging deep. They just need ideas, and they can't find any of them when you go to make the fucking Uno movie. I mean, what was this pitch? I gotta wonder who pitched this, and what was their pitch? Was it just some kind of? I mean, it says like a comedic adventure, which I mean. I guess maybe, who knows, man, this movie might come out and it might be the funniest, most awesome movie to come out in years. I don't know, but I don't see it. I don't see how the hell you're going to make an Uno movie I just don't see how the fuck you're going to make an Uno movie. I mean, if they make the movie and it just has Uno in it, that doesn't really classify as an Uno movie, in my opinion, but who knows. But yeah, there it is. Uno fans out there, be prepared because the movie for you is on its way in the next year or so. So get ready and get your wild cards ready. It's been a long time since I played Uno. But yeah, get ready because Uno is on the way. Let's see here. What are you guys saying over here? Yes, terrific. An Uno film. Alvin Mason's here. What's up, Alvin? Hell Knight said, I'm not shocked they're making an Uno movie. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. I figured. I also set up here. Let down my ass. The Xbox 360 was Uno Live. It was actually really fun. It was surprisingly fun. And it came with the camera or whatever it is. My music just started back up. Sorry. Whoops. I didn't turn my intro off. But yeah, that was really cool. However, you could that was back in the wild, wild west of the console internet. And when they threw that camera into the mix, yeah, you could imagine the kind of things that you would see on the other end of these cameras at night. It was wild. It was kind of scary at times too. But Sujan's here. What's up, Sujan? How you doing, man? Frank C. Graham, hello. Welcome back, sir. Yo, what's up? And clapping for chlamydia. Who are you? Why did you show up in my vids? I don't know. Maybe my content is similar to other content you've watched. I hope so. Welcome. Your theme song is playing. Yeah, I saw that. Didn't hear anything you said. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't turn off my intro. It popped back on. Oh, I'm subscribed to you. Well, that's why I showed up in your vids. That's why I showed up in your stream, my friend, because you are a subscriber. Thank you for that. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Hopefully you stay subscribed. That would be appreciated as well. But all right, guys. Well, let's. I'm gonna stick around so you can be spectacular then. All right. Absolutely clapping for chlamydia. That's a great name, by the way. Might I say? That's a great name. Your intro sounds cool, but it caught me off guard. Yeah. I just looked over and saw like everything peeking out, and I was like, what the hell's going on here? And I saw that, so my bad. Anywho, okay. On to the next story. So, after Uno, then we've got another story that is a little bit more interesting, and that would be Jamie Lee Curtis is joining the Boarderlands movie with Cate Blanchett and Kevin Hart. Could be cool. I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis, these are all good names. I mean, regardless, I know Kevin Hart's very divisive among people, but I like Kevin Hart. I think he's funny. I think he would fit in with the comedy of a Borderlands movie. And this fits into my wheelhouse with the whole video game movie thing because, that's kind of my thing right now. So that could be cool. Jamie Lee Curtis adding herself to this flick definitely adds some credibility to it. However, there's something about this movie that I didn't know that made it it brought it from about here like, oh yeah, this could be fun, to way the fuck up here. I read while I was reading this. And that is, let me read you this paragraph here, and you pick out the part that is awesome, because and it's not the Jamie Lee Curtis part. That's cool, but no, there's an awesome part. Jamie Lee Curtis is signed on to Lionsgate's Borderlands, joining Cate Blanchett and Kevin Hart in the adaptation of the popular video game from director Eli Roth. Fucking Eli Roth is making Borderlands. Eli Roth, love him or hate him, I think this will work. This will really work. I'm very interested to see Borderlands now. An Eli Roth directed Borderlands with an all-star cast, because I'm sure they're going to be adding more. I don't think obviously it has not shot yet. Says Curtis will play Tannis based on character Dr. Patricia Tannis. She was in the first one. I don't think she's not one of the ones you play. She was one of the NPCs in the game. An archaeologist on the planet of Pandora. Expertise could help lead to a mysterious vault filled with ancient alien technology. About that, I've beat Borderlands, and that you spend the whole game trying. I hope they do something with that, because you spend the whole game trying to get to this vault, talking about the vault the whole time. It's all about the vault, and when you finally get there, the fucking game ends. A big monster pops out. You beat this monster, and then there's nothing. It's fucking credits. Credits are in the fucking vault. That's what. I hope they put something more interesting in the vault this time around. I played Borderlands 2, but I didn't beat it, and I haven't played Borderlands 3. So I don't know if maybe they went into more detail about the vault in those games. But as far as I know, there ain't shit in that fucking vault. But apparently in this world, there is ancient alien technology. So we'll see. This looks like it's going to be kind of, if it sticks with that Borderlands kind of feel of kind of an action, kind of a badass action over the top with comedy in it as well. I mean, they got Kevin Hart there. Excuse me. They got Kevin Hart, and he'll definitely bring the laughs. So yeah, I'm really interested in this. I think it could be cool, especially with Eli Roth. If they let this be a rated R Borderlands, that'll really work, because Borderlands is pretty gory. It's kind of cartoony, so it doesn't seem as gory as some games, but it actually is. If you play it, there's like friggin' blood going all over the place. You blow people up. It's a very R-rated game. So hopefully the movie is allowed to stay in that same wheelhouse. And I mean, nowadays, rated R video games aren't like a taboo. They're not like a thing anymore. There's plenty of them. I mean, rated R movies are still a thing that studios try and stay away from because of, they feel like they can make more money with PG-13 movies. However, I do wonder how the whole VOD and the since the pandemic and theaters just kind of being out of the down for the count right now, and we have no idea how that's going to work out in the future. I do wonder, how does that affect? Does the whole ratings thing have as much of an effect on studios okaying a rated R movie now? Because that used to be the thing, Obviously, more people can see a PG-13 movie. They can go to the theater and see it. So the studios preferred PG-13 movies so they could get more butts and seats, more money. But now everybody's watching them at home. Nobody's going to the theater. And it's going to be that way, like I said, for a while. So that's not really a thing. I mean, anybody can watch. I mean, it doesn't matter your age. You can watch it at home. So I kind of wonder, maybe they're going to go a little bit more laxed on the R ratings for things now. We'll see. But I do hope they let Eli Roth do his Eli Roth of this movie. Now, he's made some kids' movies. Or some, maybe not kids' movies, some more family-friendly fare. He made a movie just this past year. I think, was it the one with the clock? The house with the clock in its walls or something like that? He actually made that. That was a PG family flick with Jack Black and some other people like that. So, I mean, he's not totally like, it's not like Eli Roth. He's automatically going to be body horror. But let's be real. Eli Roth has made much more hardcore, violent, bloody movies than family-friendly flicks. So I am and Borderlands definitely lends itself to that. So I am looking forward to that. And it's been a while since I was really looking forward to a video game movie. I mean, I like them, and there's plenty of video games I like, but I don't know. I just don't really look forward to them that much anymore. But Borderlands, directed by Eli Roth with Jamie Lee Curtis and Kevin Hart, I get down with that. That sounds like it could be pretty cool. So I look forward to hearing. Maybe we'll get a trailer around the end of the year or something like that, because I assume they'll be filming soon. It doesn't really say here. So I bet we'll probably be getting a... It doesn't say when it's supposed to come out, but yeah, 11 million. This is just talking about the game. It doesn't really say when we're going to be getting it, or much more than those three people and Roth directing. But I assume it will be soon if they've already got a director down and everything. So yeah, they should start shooting. I bet they'll start shooting either here in the next few months or maybe this summer. Maybe we'll get a trailer late this year, early next year, summer release. We'll see. Anyway, Borderlands. If you're a fan of Borderlands, hopefully there's a good movie coming your way. It has the potential to be a really good video game movie. We'll see. What you guys saying over here? I'm looking forward to Borderlands. Terrific says, yeah, me too. Provided they fed Kevin Hart to a skag. Kevin Hart can be funny. He can be grating at times too. But I think Kevin Hart, if he's in the right movies, he can be funny. The right roles. And he needs to be reeled in sometimes. He is a good actor. He's been in some movies where he actually wasn't just being a funny guy the whole time. And he did a good job. Hell Knight. I hate Eli Roth. Oh no. I'm not going to say I'm the biggest Eli Roth fan, but I appreciate some of his work. I appreciate his gusto, the way he approaches movies, and just the boldness of his movies. I'm not like a huge Hostel fan. That's the movie that put him on the map. I'm not like the biggest Hostel fan in the world. I didn't think those movies were really that great. Or the one, I think I saw the first one and the second one. I don't remember much about the second one, but I didn't think it was that great. But I appreciated the fact that he actually made that shit. He went ahead with it, and he just kind of revels in the over-the-top gore and violence. I think that's pretty cool. Hang on just one second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so yeah, What else? Where was I? Where was I? Kevin Hart to a skag. Hates Eli Roth. I mean, that's cool. Love him or hate him. I think that he's an interesting choice for Borderlands, that's for sure. You get good loot. Loot has to be a part of the movie too. They have to at least reference it a few times. They could play with that whole thing, because I mean, loot is what Borderlands all about, and the having like billions of different variations of guns, even though a lot of them look pretty much the same. But then credits. Yeah, that was the end of the fucking game. You got to that, you worked all that time to get to that fucking vault, and you get in there, and then just, it's over. You know, I think like, you walk into the vault, you just like had this killer, huge monster you fought at the end of Borderlands. You're like, hell yeah, finally, I made it. You walk in, and it just like gets real bright, and it's over. I was like, what the fuck? Actually, I thought that was probably the biggest joke of the game, because you know the game's got lots of jokes. I think that was intentional. Maybe it was. I don't know. I thought it was. I was kind of irritated at first, but then I thought it was just a really funny joke. King Nee Gore, my man, is here. What's up, Corey? Hey-o. All right. So let's go on to the next story. So our next story is an interesting one. One that some of you might be interested in hearing about. I thought it was pretty cool. But let's just jump right into it here, and that's Zack Snyder's Justice League. Anybody looking forward to that? Is growing into more than what we initially thought, and that's I'm sure everybody had heard that the Joker, Jared Leto's Joker from Suicide Squad, which is within the same universe as the Justice League, was going to be making an appearance, but he clearly was not originally part of the movie, because they brought him in to shoot all these scenes. So I was under the impression originally, before I jump headlong into this little story here, that this was supposed to be like his original vision. This was supposed to be Justice League, the one that he wanted to originally make. And yeah, he said, I need to film a few more extra scenes, finish some stuff. And I was like, that makes sense, pick up scenes, things like that. They gave him like $30 million at first, and at some point in time, apparently that grew to $60 million. I don't know what it's at now, but apparently he has taken like a whole nother movie's fucking budget to shoot the rest of this fucking movie. And now he brought Jared Leto back in, added the Joker into it, which I mean could be cool. Jared Leto's Joker was like probably the most hated Joker ever, honestly. I didn't hate it, but I certainly didn't love it. It was not the direction I would have gone with the character. But on the flip side of that movie, Suicide Squad, was just very flawed. That was a very flawed movie. And, I mean, could that Joker have worked if the movie was better? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I just felt like Jared Leto was trying to be his own Joker and stand out from the others. I get that. But it's like he went too fucking far. He just went too far off the fucking range, and nobody was there to reel him in. It's like they just said, hey, be Joker, make it distinct, and just go do your thing and show up on day one to shoot. And whatever you do, we'll go with. So he showed up with that shit. But anyway, he's going to be in Justice League, but he's a bit different, and in my opinion, looking better. As we see here, he is, it's still Jared Leto, but all the tattoos, like the damage across his head and all that, they're gone. I don't know if there's a reason that they're gone, or if this is pre-Justice League. I can't remember where, or pre-Suicide Squad. I can't remember where Suicide Squad falls into the timeline with the Justice League. I think it's before. Pretty sure, yeah, I'm pretty sure Justice League is before. I mean, I'm pretty sure Suicide Squad is before Justice League, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense as to why he doesn't have all the tats and everything. Unless this is like a flashback or something, because they're also talking about how he may have a battle with Batman. Which, I mean, okay, I'll be cool. I mean, not a battle. Joker doesn't really battle. He'll shoot guns and stuff, but he doesn't really battle. He sets up traps and puts Batman in compromising situations. But we got two pictures of the Joker. We got this one right here of his face, which is pretty cool. He's got kind of like a bit of a Heath Ledger, just like smeary makeup. Like his version in Suicide Squad was very clean cut, if you will, as clean cut as with tattoos and stuff, but like very like hard edges and things. This is very smeared on eye makeup and lip makeup and all that. And I don't remember his face being that white either. This looks like it's a black and white picture, or it's pretty damn close to it. But I like this look, at least of his face, a lot better than the one that we had in the original, in the last time we saw this guy as this character. So maybe this will be his redeeming moment. Maybe he can redeem his Joker and everybody will just go fucking nuts over this Joker and be like, we want more. Who knows? We'll see. We got this full body right here too. It looks like he's in some type of, I don't know, a doctor's outfit or something. He looks a lot more fucking menacing. I'll say that. Like, this is a Joker that I don't want to run into on a street. I mean, I don't want to run into any of them, like in a dark alley. But Jared Leto's previous Joker, I don't know. He was like emo Joker or something. Not emo. I don't know what the hell he was. I don't even know if he knew what the fuck that was. But this is a much cooler, even if you don't love Jared Leto and you don't love his portrayal of the Joker, I think everybody will agree that this is a much cooler looking Joker than the one that we got in the fucking Suicide Squad. Like that one, this is up there, man. I don't know what the performance is going to be, how he's going to act, if he's going to act the same fucking way, but this is pretty dark looking. I do like this. This is almost like a fucking horror movie Joker, and I like that. That's cool. That's how he should have distinguished himself. Go this route, not that other thing you did. But yeah, he's apparently going to be in Justice League. Of course, they're keeping, or Zack Snyder's Justice League, Snyder Cut, whatever. But they're keeping a lot of the stuff under wraps. Like, we don't know all the specifics of what's going to happen in that movie, but they are apparently adding, not just putting his movie back together, but adding a whole lot of shit to it. I do wonder if he's trying to, because I think originally he was wanting Justice League to be 2 or 3 movies, something like that. I wonder if he's just if he's saying, you know what, I got this one shot, I'm just going to make all 3 of them now, because it's supposed to be like 4 fucking hours long, which is fucking crazy. But if it's good, I'm game. I mean, I'm going to be watching it at home anyway because it's coming out on HBO Max. I'm not going to the theaters to sit for 4 hours. I mean, I did it with Lord of the Rings when I went and watched a marathon of those, but I ain't doing it for Justice League. And I enjoyed Justice League. I didn't think it was great. It had a lot of flaws, but I didn't like the hate and vitriol that movie got. I wasn't there. I mean, I was like, it was fine. It was all right, I guess. Whatever. I am interested to see. I did definitely see how it was very different from all the other movies in the DCEU up to that point. They clearly changed a lot of stuff, so I'm interested to see, you know, what is that? How different is Zack Snyder's version of the Justice League? I mean, it's kind of, it was at this big fever pitch where everybody was like losing their mind over it and wanted Zack Snyder's cut or the Snyder cut, and then they finally got it. Everybody was on a high from that for a while, and then they started like actually like it started coming to life, and it was actually a real thing. And it seems like people are kind of going back on it now. A lot of people are saying, oh, I'm not looking forward to this. I'm not looking forward to it. But it seemed like a year ago, everybody wanted it to happen. Everybody was yelling about it and just like, oh, please, we need the fucking Snyder cut. Make it happen because Justice League was terrible. It needs another chance. There's a good movie in there. And then a year later, we don't really know that much more than we knew then, except for the fact that it's a real thing now. But as soon as it got validated, they said, yeah, okay, we're going to do that. You've been hollering and yelling for it. We're going to do it. Now people are like, I mean, it'll be all right, I guess. I don't know. I think that's just probably the internet. People love to hate shit, which is really irritating. I'll go on record and say I'm excited to see Zack Snyder's Justice League. I'm cautiously optimistic as I am with a lot of things, but I'm excited to see his vision. This is supposed to be his magnum opus, what he was working towards since he started with Man of Steel. So yeah, I'm interested to see what he's going to do with it. And now that he's been given even more money to put towards it, and he's got like time between, he's already seen a version of his idea, so he kind of can build off of that, even though I think he said he never saw it. But either way, Joker's going to be in it too, which could be cool, could be bad. I bet it's just like a flashback or something like that. Or maybe just I don't think he'll be in it long. I bet it'll be a fairly short cameo or maybe a scene or something like that. I don't think Joker's going to come in as like a main character or anything. I think they're probably just giving Jared Leto an opportunity to redeem himself as the Joker. But just judging by this picture, I'm down with it. I think he looks really good here. I dig this look. So Hopefully you guys do too. And if you're looking forward to the Justice League, I think that they're projecting it's coming out around March-ish, something like that. It doesn't have an exact date yet, I don't think. But people have been saying that it's around... Oh, here it is. Zack Snyder's Justice League released on HBO Max March 18th. So we're just... we're in February. We're right over a month away from this thing. It'll be... it's the 9th right now, so just a little bit over a month, and we'll get to see it. So, hey, I will see it or the night it comes out, and I'll definitely be talking about it here on the channel. So check out my channel for a review of that, unless you're going to watch it the night it comes out as well. So, Negor said, exciting news. Which one? The Boarderlands thing? I think you came in while I was talking about that. Or the Joker thing. I think that Joker looks pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. I'm very optimistic about movies, though, admittedly. I try not to hate on things. I try to be as optimistic as possible about things. What the hell? But yeah, that looks pretty fucking cool, man. Let's be real. That's a cool look. Clapping for Chlamydia said, LOL, those movies, why are they all still making them? Which ones? The Justice League, DCEU movies? Hey man, some of the DCEU movies are good. They got some bad ones too. They got some bad apples. Aquaman was a good time. Shazam was a good time. Wonder Woman, the first one, was a good time. And Man of Steel. Man of Steel is one of those movies, by the way. I watched it just here recently again. When I first saw that movie, I didn't love it. I honestly disliked it more than I liked it. But every time I watch that movie, I like it more and more. And now I really like it. But honestly, I went and saw that in theaters, and I was not impressed. I was just kind of like, it was okay. Now I really like it. Like, I think it's a great Superman flick now. It's weird. It's one of those movies that grew on me, like a tumor. Have they made a single DC movie that was any good? Yes, they've made some that were good. The question is not have they made one that's good. Have they made one that was great? And I don't know if they've got that yet. They don't have that DC EU movie. Wonder Woman was their movie, I think, for a long time. And Wonder Woman was really good. But was it great? I don't know. Was it that one that's like beloved by all? A lot of people like Wonder Woman, but I don't think it doesn't have that great one within the DCEU. There's great DC movies. I mean, you got, OG Superman and, the Dark Knight movies, and plenty of DC movies have been made, but part of the actual DCEU. Good, yeah. Bad, definitely. Great, debatable. I'm not going to say that there's been across the board great DCEU movie yet. Maybe the first Wonder Woman, but what yet? See, there you go. I'd say the first Wonder Woman is probably universally said to be the best DCEU movie thus far. Aquaman was fun. It's a very different tone for the DCEU, Aquaman was. But I enjoyed Aquaman. And maybe it's because going into it, I was like, fucking Aquaman? Really? The guy talks to fucking fish. This is going to be terrible. How are they gonna make this? And it worked. It was fun. It was campy, but I mean, how else do you make a fucking Aquaman movie? It's got to be kind of campy. Otherwise, they will never stop until. Wait a minute, I skipped something. We have to stop going to see these types of movies, especially if they look terrible from a mile away. Otherwise, they will never stop just remaking things and creating sequels and prequels. Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, that's probably not going to stop anytime soon. People are going to continuously go see terrible movies. And it's the reason that Annabelle got a sequel, which I hear is better than the first one. I haven't seen either one. I had no desire to see Annabelle. It just looked like a fucking terrible movie. That's just one. But I've seen plenty of terrible movies, don't get me wrong. Alvin said, Joker doesn't battle, he just allows you to lose. See, yeah, that's right. See, Joker, you never really see him get in fights. Because he's never been like an physically imposing character. He's always been the smart one. Or the smart fucking nutcase. He's always put Batman or whoever in situations that they have to like make real difficult choices, or he's a schemer. He's the Clown Prince. Looks like Mortis. I don't know who Mortis is. Do you mean Morbius? Because Jared Leto's playing Morbius later. No, not later this year. It's been postponed till 2022. I think Morbius is now. I talked about this a couple of shows ago. It's slated to come out in early 2022 now. That movie got delayed over a fucking year, and it's done. It was already supposed to be out now. But whatever. Frank Graham said, if anything, it has to be better than the original Justice League. I think it will be. I think if nothing else, it will be in line with the other, at least leading up to this movie, the other DCEU movies in tone. Justice League just was not the same tone in the slightest, because Joss Whedon came in. He tried to make an Avengers movie, which is what they wanted. They wanted him to make the DC's Avengers. And I mean, I guess you could say that's what Justice League is. Really, I think that's what Avengers is, the Marvel's Justice League. Because Justice League came out, well, not movie-wise, but comic book-wise, I think Justice League was a thing first. But either way, we're not getting into that. But they wanted them to make the MCU DC. And they brought in the guy who made the fucking Avengers, and that really backfired. Because that's not the type of movies that they had built. That's not what the DCEU is. The DCEU is not the MCU. And the MCU is fine for the MCU, but the DCEU is not that. I think that was one of the issues, but that, and also the movie just is kind of a butchered mess. Once again, I admit that I found enjoyment in it. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. There were scenes that I enjoyed, I suppose. What were you watching, sir? What's up, Ryan? I'm ready for both a train wreck and a fun time with the Snyder Cut. Yeah, it's either going to be just a fucking 4-hour blast, just like an epic fucking, that was the fucking coolest thing ever, or it is going to be a 4-hour fucking dumpster fire of a train wreck. We'll see. And who was it who said, I think, Frank Graham said it has to be better than the original Justice League. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have to be. It should be, but it doesn't have to be. It could. I mean, we're all assuming, or I'm assuming, and I think a lot of people are assuming that it is better and it's going to get better, but it could get worse. It could. That could happen. Caden Christensen is here. Hey, dude, I love your videos. Hey, thanks, Caden Christensen. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I think I saw you commented before I came in here. I saw a comment. You commented on one of my videos. I haven't had an opportunity to respond to that yet. But hey, welcome to the podcast. This is kind of a laid back podcast, by the way. And you're probably thinking, who the hell's going to listen to this? You're just rambling on to people in the chat. That's because later on I'll edit this down and release the actual podcast, and it'll be all the news segments I do and the trailer stuff we do at the end. Very much more condensed. And the audio version's like that too. By the way, you can check out this podcast on Spotify, Google Music, iTunes, all the regular podcast providers out there now. But yeah, Caden, welcome, sir, welcome. Frank Graham said, I saw Annabelle in theaters. Woo, one of the worst films I've ever seen. Yeah, my oldest daughter went and saw it when it came out in theaters, and she was telling me that it was just fucking terrible. Oh, here goes Alvin with the links. I don't know if I want to click on this. What is this going to take me to, Alvin? Am I going to regret this? Oh, Mortis. Oh, wait. Is this the guy? Oh, no, it's not him. Because they made that movie, and he's a Norwegian black metal band. There was that movie, I reviewed a movie. Fuck, what was the name of that movie? I can't remember. It was about Norwegian black metal, and one of the pioneers of that genre of music. I don't think that was him, though. Is that him? I can't remember. But yeah, he does kind of look like that guy. No, it's a record store. What's a record store? To the high takes us. So what? Okay. I remember they had a record store. Anyway. We'll talk about it more in a bit. All right, let's get moving on. Let's get to the next story. So, moving on. Next in line after that, we've got a little quick story I'm going to go over. Almost didn't cover this because it's just kind of... This started as a different story I was going to talk about the same movie that's in production, but then it got a little bit spicier today. So I said, okay, I'll touch on it. And that's Spider-Man 3, MCU flick. A lot of people have been saying, and it's been going around, that this new Spider-Man 3, the Spider-Man 3 that we're getting, the Tom Holland Spider-Man 3, was going to have Toby Maguire and Andrew Garfield come back in kind of like a Spider-Verse thing. I wasn't sure how I felt about that. It could be fucking cool, but then again, I'm like, so the Spider-Verse, like the animated Spider-Verse, is kind of its own thing. It's not connected directly to the MCU Spider-Man, but it sounds like the MCU is just trying to take, that was really popular. We got to take that because we're the MCU, and that's what we got to do. So I didn't know how I felt about that. Could be good, could be bad, but apparently Tom Holland is saying Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield will not be in Spider-Man 3. However, a lot of people are saying, no, they are. You just don't know it because you can't keep your fucking mouth shut. Says Spider-Man 3 has had quite a bit of buzz surrounding it. It's been rumored that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield will be making appearances in the film alongside current Peter Parker Spider-Man actor Tom Holland. There's also been reports that numerous characters will be returning, such as Jamie Foxx, Alfred Malone as Dr. Octopus, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, Kristen Dunst's Mary Jane Watson. Pretty much fucking everybody from the past Spider-Man movies is supposedly showing up. And some of these actors in the past few days, like I know Willem Dafoe and the other two Spider-Men, have been seen, as they said in the reports, near the set of Spider-Man 3. So, but I mean, I don't know if it's on a lot, if it's like on a studio lot, is that really surprising that they're near the set? Because that's how those things work. There could be the actors can be on a set or on a lot that multiple movies are being filmed on. Oh shit. Ad just popped up. Ugh. I hate ads. Oh, what happened? Camera's acting stupid again. There we go. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, people can be on a lot because if they all work, this is a Sony picture, so if they're on the Sony lot, just because they're on the same lot doesn't, or on the same, the same studio lot that multiple movies are being worked on, that doesn't mean they're necessarily working on that one movie. I don't know if it was on a lot, like on a lot at Sony Pictures, or if it was out in, on location or what. Now, if it's on location and all these people just happen to be there at the Spider-Man 3 filming, that does seem a bit suspect. But they're also saying that Tom Holland is currently filming Spider-Man 3 and was asked by Esquire magazine about Maguire and Andrew Garfield appearing in the upcoming cinematic universe film. And he said, no, they will not be appearing in this film unless they have hidden the most massive piece of information from me, which I think is too big of a secret for them to keep from me. But as of yet, no, it'll be a continuation of the Spider-Man movies that we've been making. And they also say it should be pointed out, however, that this doesn't mean that they won't be appearing in the film. Marvel has been notorious for denying rumors ahead of film's release, only to see the rumors turn out to be true later on. And it goes on to talk about Avengers Endgame and many others. But Tom Holland is also, and it mentions it in here, he is notorious for spoiling the movies he's in. So it's not totally outside of the realm of possibility that either A, the production is keeping this a secret from him for now, at least, if not totally, or B, he's been told, look, if you fuck this up, kiss this shit goodbye. We're not putting up with your shit no more. It was cute for a little while, but you ain't cute no more. So maybe he's just like totally in straight up denial phase. He's just denying every bit of it. Anything somebody says, is Spider-Man 3 being made on the set of Spider-Man 3? No, it is not. I don't know. He's he's just denying everything because after a while, things like that go is that can get irritating, especially to a big studio like Marvel Studios. But I am wondering. I know that when Sony and Marvel went their separate ways a year or two ago, but then they finally worked something out because I think Disney and Marvel were being douches about something money, of course. I know that they're making more Spider-Man movies within the MCU, but I don't think it's forever. I think this is a temporary thing. I think that there's an actual amount of movies that they're going to be making in this universe that's Sony, because this is a Sony movie, but they're partnering with the MCU. So I am wondering, how many more of these Spider-Man movies are we going to get? Or how many more Tom Holland Spider-Man are we going to get within the MCU? So I don't know. I wonder if they're going to end up brokering some type of extra deal. It doesn't sound like Sony was really interested in it because Marvel was just wanting more and more money. But, that's neither here nor there. The way I feel about it, I think that these rumors have been so prevalent about these two, about Toby Maguire and Andrew Garfield being a part of this movie. It sounds like it's going to be. And all these people from the series past showing up on the set, or like near the set, as people have said, it sounds kind of suspect. I wouldn't be surprised if they at least show up in some type of maybe, I don't know, a flashback or a cameo of sorts. I think Tom Holland is still going to be main Spider-Man. I don't think it's going to be to the extent of like Spider-Verse was, but I would not be surprised if these guys if they show up in a cameo of some sort in that movie. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. This one's slated to come out December 17th. So this year. It's coming out later this year. Says it's scheduled to hit theaters December 17th, 2021. I doubt it. It's probably going to be hitting... Well, no, it's not... Where would this come out? Would it come out on Disney Plus, or would it come out... Because it's not a Disney thing. They're involved, but it's a Sony thing. So would Sony want to put it out on as many VOD platforms as possible if they went that route? That's interesting. I don't know if one or the other owns, is in control of that, or how that's going to work out. That's an interesting... I do wonder where will be December 17th, 2021 as far as theaters and what they will do with this movie at that point, seeing as how two juggernauts kind of own the movie. So it's like, which way are you going to go? But yes, Spider-Man 3, it's just a little bit of news, really not really even news, just everybody's been saying that's how it was, and now he comes forward and says it's not, but then nobody believes him. So I guess we'll find out within this year, unless it gets pushed back. So Spider-Man fans, you might be getting a whole bunch of Spider-Man December 17th. Nothing going on over here, so we'll just go on to the next thing here. What do I got here? We're going to skip over that. Well, actually, that was the last thing I had. So that will about do it for the news this week. Like I said, there wasn't a whole lot going on, and what there was kind of came in there at the end. I know there were a lot of nominations for award shows and stuff like that this week, and fine, but I didn't really want to cover that stuff because it's really, some of it was either nominations and some of it was nomination predictions and stuff like that, and there was also a bunch of political stuff and stuff like that was creeping its way into entertainment, and I'm definitely not going to cover that shit. So as far as the stuff I was interested in and the things I thought would be, warranted a talk, this is about it. It's kind of a slow news week, more next week. I do have a couple of trailers I wanted to talk about, fairly short. There's 3, in fact, that I want to talk about, though 2 of them are extremely short. We got the Super Bowl this week. Me, myself, I'm not a football fan, but I do like to go on YouTube and watch the commercials, or at least the trailers, that come out for the Super Bowl. And unfortunately this year we didn't get a lot of trailers and stuff like that. There were some TV TV spots for movies that we already knew about, or not a whole lot new. There was one thing that was really totally new, like a movie that nobody had really seen anything about. We're going to look at that here in just a moment. But everything else was stuff that we've already seen, a lot of video that we've already seen, so I'm not really going to go into all those. But yeah, it's kind of disappointing. I mean, the Super Bowl itself, I'm not a fan of that, like I said, but the commercials and the trailers have always been, you know, entertaining and kind of disappointing this year. So we're going to look at these real quick and discuss. What is this? I'm not doing that. And that falls in line with the... Okay. Sorry. Had a brain fart. Or a technical difficulty, rather. All right, so this first trailer we're going to take a look at is the new M. Night Shyamalan movie called Old. As far as I know, the only thing that we've seen about it thus far was on the Super Bowl. They call it a trailer, but it's only like a minute long, so it's more of it's really verging on the side of a TV spot. Honestly, I have not heard anything about this movie. It kind of dropped, and I didn't even know it was in the works. I mean, I guess it doesn't surprise me that M. Night Shyamalan's working on something, but I know nothing about this movie. I just know it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie, and beyond that, I know nothing else. So we're gonna take a look at this. I'll give you my reaction, and then we will take it from there. Hell Knight said, I'm not looking forward to Spider-Man 3. I'm not either. I mean, I'll see it. I didn't hate the other ones. Far From Home was fun, and no, not Far From Home. Homecoming was fun. Far From Home was okay. It was pretty good. It's fine. And this one, I'm sure it'll fall in that same. It'll be cool. Fine. Sure. Great. Entertaining while I watch it. I haven't been in love with any of them thus far, though. All right, so here it is. Whoops. All right. Nope, that's... All right, so here it is, trailer for Old. Let's see what this is all about. Turn the volume up so I can hear it.
Are we there yet?
Uh-oh. Scratch that. Audio's not coming through. One sec. It wouldn't be one of my streams if I didn't have some type of technical difficulty. It's all good, though. And where's my head? There we go. Alrighty. I think we're all set now. Alright, so here we go with the trailer of Old.
Are we there yet?
This beach, it's beautiful.
My swimsuit is hurting.
They do look small.
Come on,
My
let's play
swimsuit
hide
is
and
hurting.
seek.
Have you seen my children?
Mom, I'm right here.
Oh, what are they like?
He was 6 years old this morning.
What the fuck? Oh no. That's the guy from Hereditary.
There's something wrong with this beach.
We were chosen for a reason.
Oh shit, these people are all like aging super fast or something.
Old, only in theaters this summer.
Are we there yet?
This beach.
Oh shit. Well, I was wrong about the length. That was only about a minute long. I guess it just repeats. That was fucking crazy. That was just a TV spot. But I haven't seen any other trailers or anything. I actually looked for a longer trailer. That's the first thing there's been about it. I mean, that wasn't much, man. That didn't give me much. So I can't really say. I mean, what I saw, I'm really intrigued. I'm really curious to see what what's going on there. That was really that was a lot. They threw a lot of stuff up on the screen like really quick. I mean, apparently these people are going to this island. It looks like maybe a family or two. It's at least one family. I think it's either two families or like one big family, maybe some friends or something. They're on this island. I'm going to say somewhere in South America, maybe. I could be wrong. I don't know. It doesn't look like a Central America. Wherever it is, they're there, and like I guess it showed them walk out from like those rocks over there, and then like, man, I don't know. They walked out from the rocks, and then they were old as shit. So I don't know what that's gonna be about. I mean, I know clearly what it's gonna be about, but I don't. Yeah, I'm very intrigued. This is the kind of like really neat little premise that Shyamalan does really well. Who was that? Was that I'm trying to see who the guy is. Not the guy. That's the kid from Hereditary, but the dad. He looks really familiar, but I can't spot it. I'm not sure. He might be. Maybe I don't know who he is. Maybe he looks like somebody else. But yeah, I'm curious. I'm definitely gonna see that. I like that it does what his movies do best is they give you the basic premise and then they say, hey, here's the basic premise of this movie. We're not going to tell you shit else until you see it. And then there'll be, a twist or two at the end. I wonder if it'll have the twist. Is it going to have the great Shyamalan twist? Who knows? And it looks like the old people are dying maybe, and the young people are just getting old. I don't know why is this happening? I wonder if it's going to tell us. Is it like a time travel thing? I don't know, man. I got a lot of fucking questions, and I feel like they're not going to get answered until this movie comes out. And I don't know let's see if it says at the end if it has I don't think it gave like a date that it's coming out. But that was really cool. Somebody jumped off a cliff or something. Yeah, it doesn't give a date. It just says this summer. Well, yeah, old. I don't have much else to say. It didn't give me a lot. It gave me that basic premise, but it looks really interesting. And Shyamalan's been doing a lot better in the past few years. His movies have been much better. He had his lull there for a while, but he brought it back to like, grassroots, and it seems like he's doing a lot better with those smaller, more intimate movies. And this seems like to be one of those, a very confined story just about these characters specifically. And that's where he usually thrives, is when it comes to smaller stories that are very character driven about some people, and not just like a big, huge After Earth kind of thing or something like that. Or what was the one, The Happening? that movie's so bad. But yeah, this seems like a smaller little confined story, and that's what he's great at. And looks like this could be a really great, fun, tense, terrifying flick, and I'm looking forward to seeing more about it. And I'm looking forward to a longer trailer too. I didn't realize this was just a TV spot, but I'm looking forward to seeing more about this one. So if you are, let me know in the comments below why. Not why. If you are, let me know in the comments below what you're looking forward to and if you're looking forward to it. Cool. What about you guys? Are you guys looking forward to Old from what you saw here? Let's see. I'm not looking forward to Spider-Man. Oh, nope. You guys aren't talking much tonight. It's all good. So, yeah, that was Old. I'm going to jump over here to... Well, I got one more TV spot to look at. This didn't come out on a Super Bowl, and I don't even know if it's all in English. But this is a quick little trailer, more or less a TV spot. I mean, it's only like 30 seconds to a minute long of a movie. Hang on. This one is of a movie that we have talked about here before. Whoops. But actually, I talked about it last week, that it's coming. I didn't even know it was being made, and it's already made, and it's coming out later this year, and it got its first trailer. It's only about 45 seconds long or so, if even that. So it's not much, but it kind of gives us an idea of the look of the film, at least. It's a Japanese movie. It is in Japanese, so I can't, the little bit of dialogue that's in this, if there is any. I have not watched this yet. I skipped through it just to see how long it is. But I saw that there's no subtitles or anything, so I have no idea what these people are saying. But it is a remake of Cube, if you hadn't guessed already. We talked about that last week. This is the Japanese remake of Cube that we talked about on the podcast last week. There's already a very, very, very short trailer. So, but like I said, maybe at least I'm going to take a look at it to see if it'll at least give us an idea of what to expect tonally, the aesthetic of the movie, something. It'll just give us something besides the only thing we had prior to this was that poster with like a spike and a shoe on it. So, and the fact that it's a remake of Cube, but from a Japanese perspective. So that could go either way. But let's take a look at this and see what's going on with it. Cube looks the same. Well, pretty much the same. They're changing the colors. I wonder if... Oh, that the shoe with the fire on that's in the original movie. Well, yeah, like I said, that was pretty short, but I mean, it was just a short look at what's coming. I mean, it looks cool. I don't know what they were saying. They only, spouted off a couple of lines of dialogue. It looks really similar to the last one, to the original Cube. The whole aesthetic and everything, the cube itself inside, that I think it was slightly different, but this is the basic design, and they probably did the same thing as the last one, where it's pretty much the same set. They just changed the lights in the behind the wall. That's what they did with the first movie. It was like they only had one room, and they just changed the lights every time they came, when they went into a different room, or a different room of a different cube, I guess. So, I mean, I saw some scenes that I remember from the original, like the shoe being on fire. They used that to kind of see if there was a booby trap in that room, and I think it blazed one of them on fire. I saw some lasers, it looked like, going on that one woman, and there is I don't think it was lasers, but I think there was a trap that it cubed a guy, cut him all up, kind of like the one on Resident Evil movie, the first one. But I don't think it was lasers. It was just sharp piano wire or something like that. But so maybe the lasers are going to cut somebody up. I don't know. But yeah, I have no idea how much like the original this is going to be, how close to the story, if it's going to be just a whole new story just within that same kind of like cube setting. Don't know. But I like the look. I mean, I'm cool with it. I'd like some subtitles so I knew what they were saying. I'm hoping that this gets when it gets released over there. It said the day, I can't remember the date, but it said it last week. When we were talking about it, I said it. I hope that we get a subtitled version as well, because I'd like to see it. I'd like to see if it stands up to the original. So I'm a big, huge fan of the original Cube. It was a good time. So once again, there's not a lot here. The movie, I think they said the movie just finished filming in December or November, something like that. So it's only February. They don't have a lot, so it looks like they just put this little bit out for everybody. But this doesn't give us a lot, except for what I was expecting, just to kind of give me an idea of how it's going to look, the aesthetic of it all and all that. So yeah, could be cool. I don't know. This one's still up in the air whether it's going to be a good time or not. We'll see. But at the moment, as I do with many things, I will remain cautiously optimistic. Hell Knight said it looks interesting. I probably will watch it whenever it comes out on Redbox. Says terrific. Ryan said, imagine bringing your dog to the old island. He'd only last like an hour. Just wasn't there a dog in that trailer? I think there was. I think there was a dog on that. I think there was a dog. Or maybe I don't know. Maybe you like planted that seed in my head and now it's like, it's just there. But I swear I saw a dog in one scene. I could be wrong. I don't know. Yeah. Anywho, so yeah, that was Cube. I know we talked about that last week. Didn't give us much. Not much in the trailer department this week. There is one more trailer we're going to look at. This is an actual full-length trailer. Haven't seen this one either. This is one I have not been super invested in, and I know a lot of people are pretty hyped for it. This one, it's... All right, we're going to look at the trailer for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier trailer that came out for the Super Bowl. And I don't have anything against this series. It's the MCU ever since Endgame, and I enjoyed Endgame, and I enjoyed the MCU up to that point. But I just don't see what direction they're going to go now. And I feel like they're kind of lost too. I feel like the MCU is kind of like doesn't know what to do from here. Like they want to have like this big blockbuster MCU thing, like a Avengers Endgame type of thing again, but that took a long time to build, and I don't think that they're willing to do that. They've even said they want to tell like smaller, shorter span stories and stuff now. And plus, they just don't seem like they have, which is kind of odd because it's always been their thing, they don't seem like they have a clear vision of where it's all going now. And I mean, they could turn it all around and I could be like, oh, wait, I was totally wrong. But I don't see that vision as of right now. Now, granted, a lot of the next phase of Marvel stuff, especially the movies, just isn't out yet. We don't know much about it. It could start coming out, and I'm like, oh, yes, they've not lost their creativity. It's all fresh and new and all this and that. We'll see. I have my doubts, but I'm hoping that it's good because I never want a movie to be bad. I want movies to be good because when I watch them, I want to enjoy them. And when I talk about them, I want to say good things. But yeah, the Falcon versus Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I thought could be a neat idea, but I just hadn't really looked into any. I don't know anything about it besides what I know from the Marvel movies that I've watched. I haven't been like checking up on news on it or anything like that. I know that Anthony Mackie and what's his name? Shoot, the Winter Soldier, Sebastian Stan, they're in it. I know that. That's about it. And they're teaming up together. Kind of like when Captain America left him in the end of Endgame. So, yeah, let's check this trailer out and see, if maybe I'll see this trailer and just be like, hell yeah, I'm hyped for this. I got to watch it now. I think it's coming out here real soon, like within the next few weeks, I believe. So, yeah, here's, I guess if I turn it on, that would help you guys, huh? So, yeah, here's Captain America, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier trailer.
So, who would like to start? Mr. Barnes, why does Sam aggravate you?
15 seconds to drop.
Oh, is it going to be one of those things?
What's our plan?
They hate each other all the time. It wasn't like that in the movies, was it? I mean, they didn't have a lot of interactions, I suppose.
Superheroes cannot be allowed to exist.
Is that what Honda?
I have no intention to leave my work unfinished.
Is that the guy from Civil War? Zemo?
The world's upside down right now.
Where do we start?
Oh yeah, that's a little over a month.
Buck, I have a plan. Oh yeah? What is it? Is you ready?
Here we go again, huh?
It looks really good for a TV show, especially. an Avengers football team? Okay, so
Hello, girl, kick your ass.
so is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier supposed to be like the edgy
See?
Marvel?
That wasn't so hard.
Are they like
Okay.
together like that?
What are you doing? Are you having a staring contest? Just blink. Sweet Jesus. I mean, how old are you?
That actually looks pretty cool. That looks fun. Admittedly, I'm a little bit more. I'm looking forward to that a little bit more now than I was before. I don't know if it'll be any good, but I mean, I didn't think it was gonna be bad. I wasn't thinking automatically it was gonna be bad. I just wasn't really hyped for it. But yeah, I'm gonna watch that. I'm looking forward to that now. I'll probably get like that just moved up a little further on my watch list. I gotta ask though, why does the Falcon, Anthony Mackie's Falcon, why does he get everything and Bucky Barnes, that's his name, right? Bucky, the Winter Soldier, he gets not much. I mean, Falcon's got like the wings and the shield. I mean, he gets to fly around, and he has like the Captain America shield and all that. What the fuck has Bucky got? He's got the arm, and yeah, that's about it. Doesn't look like the arm's doing much either. I think he caught himself before he fell off that truck in one part. But beyond that, what's he got? I don't know. I don't know. I think that was that Zemo guy from. I think his name was Zemo from Civil War. Because yeah, he didn't die. They put him in jail in the end of that, or in like that special prison in the end of that movie. So he's still around. Maybe he'll be the main antagonist of the show. I don't know. It didn't really. I like that because it gave us a tone and showed us what the show was going to be like, but it didn't really give anything away. So yeah, I really like the way that they did that trailer. I'm interested in seeing that. That actually was pretty cool. It looked really good too. It looked like a movie. If you had told me that was a movie, that could be a trailer for a movie. And it looked like the trailer for a Marvel movie, honestly. I would be, if you had put that in front of me and I had no idea they were making this show and you said this is the next Marvel movie, I'd believe you, because it looked really good and it was cut like a movie trailer. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, it didn't really tell me much, but I'm okay with that. I don't want to know everything before I go in. I don't know why they have like this beef with each other. Maybe they'll explain that. I don't remember them having any kind of issues with each other in the movies leading up to this. I don't recall them having a whole lot of like interactions with each other. I mean, they obviously had some, but so I don't know where that's coming from. Is that kind of be like the show's shtick, like where they just are kind of like always like playful banter, like two partners that respect each other and always got each other's back, but they kind of hate each other all the time, that kind of thing? I don't know. That could be fun for a while, but that could wear thin as well. But they can also, a lot of the times movies will use that for like cheap shots where like they're hating on each other the whole time, but then one of them comes and saves the other one's life, some tearjerker moment or something. I don't know. We'll see. But that was actually pretty cool. Once again, like I said, since Endgame, the MCU is kind of tapered off for me. They haven't come out with much either, though. But I mean, it's just kind of, I don't know what direction they're going, and I don't know how much faith I have in them at this point. We'll see. Because they honestly have made some decisions. Not many of those decisions have come to fruition yet, but they have made some decisions that I've heard about and read about that I didn't think were the best idea. Now, granted, I mean, I guess they know what they're doing to a degree, but I just feel like they're making some real odd decisions here or there. But as far as that show goes, I haven't heard anything bad about it, and that looks pretty cool. So March 18th, I'll probably check it out. I'm not a big fan of watching shows week to week, and I think Disney Plus does that. They release the shows weekly. I'm too impatient for that. I usually wait for the whole season to come out, and then I just binge it. I might wait like closer to the end of the season and then start watching it, so by the time I get to the end, the season will be over. I'd be willing to do that. So I might not watch it on March 18th because I just don't want to wait all that time. I wonder how long the episodes are. Anyway, yeah, that was the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier trailer from the Super Bowl coming in a little over a month. So, look, I'm looking forward to it now. Hope you guys are too. And yeah, I don't usually do TV show like reviews here, but who knows? New day. If it's really fucking awesome, I might check it out. Let's see here. Terrific said, I'm really looking forward to this. Bucky just has one fist. Yeah. Why is he... I mean, all he's just got that arm. Metal arm. That's it. I mean, I guess he's kind of a badass, but they're both kind of badasses. You can't... I mean, like warriors or whatever. So, I mean, why is Falcon get everything? He gets the cool suit and the wings. And, I mean, he does. He has, like, a really cool suit. He's got the wings. He can fly. He used to have 2 machine guns. I don't know if he still does. But he's also got, like, he's got Captain America's shield. I mean, could they share the shield? Maybe they will. I don't know. Doesn't in the comic books somebody else pick up? I think both of them have at some point. I'm not real versed on the comic books. But I've heard that both those characters have taken up the mantle of Captain America at one point in time in the comic books. So is one of them in the cinematic side of the MCU going to end up taking up that mantle for good? I don't know. I don't know which one I'd want to do. I bet they would do... They should do it as Bucky, honestly. Because he's like Cap's oldest friend, and he was, you know, the thing, well, not the only thing, but he was definitely one of the one thing that got him to turn away from the other Avengers. And, you know, that story arc went on because how he, like, stood up for Bucky over Tony Stark and all them. That storyline, or the repercussions of that storyline, went for quite a few movies. And, I mean, I know that Falcon is his new friend, and he's a cool character, but I just feel like Bucky, I don't know. Just because I guess they were friends back in the day in like the first movie. I don't know. They'll do whatever they do. But I'm looking forward to that too. Ryan said, Ryan, from what were you watching? Which, by the way, check out his channel. He's got some awesome content on there. I feel like TV shows and movies are merging more and more. Anyway, I do too. They are, like, a lot of TV shows are... There's a lot of TV shows out there that now... Okay, I like long-form storytelling, like TV shows, in other words. Especially, I'm a big sci-fi fan and fantasy fan. So there's a lot of sci-fi shows out there from years past that I was really into watching because of the stories. The stories are always going to be more deep and a lot more on a TV show, obviously. But the quality... Like, the money they have to work with just isn't always there. I mean, look at even Star Trek. And I was a Star Trek fan. I was a Next Generation fan. I've watched all the Star Treks up to... What's the prequel one? Enterprise, I think. Anything that came after that I haven't seen as of yet. So I've watched all of those. A big Enterprise... I mean, a big Next Generation fan and Deep Space Nine, all that. But... They just, you know, it was always a TV show. Like, even the Star Trek movies that are based on the Next Generation, they look better than the TV show. The TV show always has that TV look. And that's just like one of those things you had to deal with. You just had to be like, okay, if I want this, like, long form, like, lots and lots of deep story, I just got to kind of deal with the fact that the visuals are going to be what they are. And that went all the way up to, like, even Battlestar Galactica, one of my favorite TV shows ever made. Looked really good, but even it still had, you could tell there were some budgetary limitations there. But I'm with Ryan here. The past close to 10 years, TV shows have been getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think that they see the money, they're making these companies money, obviously, with things like Game of Thrones and all that, where they're just like seeming more and more like actual movies. Like, the quality of TV shows and movies is here now. I mean, it's real damn close in a lot of cases. And I wonder if you've got a TV show and a movie and the quality is here, but in the TV show, you just get more of the movie. It's at what point is the movie still worth it, is what I'm saying. When it comes to like these big franchises, instead of franchises, are they going to start just doing TV shows? I mean, would we be okay? That points out a big. Would we be okay with just a very long-running Marvel TV show, like an MCU TV show, instead of just movies? I mean, I know people like right off the bat are like, "Oh God, blasphemy!" No, but what if you got more? If you got the MCU, same quality, same stories, all that, but instead you got it all just kind of mixed together as one big long show for like a longer period of time, and you got more of it. I mean, how far away from that are we? I mean, is that something that people are... Right now, it's like they're doing both. But, you know, movies are always kind of like that high benchmark. That's where everybody wants to get. But it seems like TV shows are getting up there. I mean, not every TV show is, but not every movie is high dollar either. But it seems like TV shows are getting up there, and I got to wonder if TV shows get to the same quality as films, when do we still need films as far as franchises go? I mean, like one and done movies, I get. Yeah, you make a movie, it's done. But when it comes to big franchises that are going to go on, they want to go on a long time, do big franchises, are they eventually just going to turn into big TV shows? Because, I mean, because that's all a franchise is, really. I mean, a movie franchise, the MCU is like a big-ass TV show. It's a TV show that instead of getting an episode every week, you get one like every year or every, few months when they're in full swing. So, I mean, it's kind of the same thing, man. It's not really outside of the realm of possibility, because seeing as how these things are, they're coming so much closer. There's much more of a parity between the two now. I really don't know which way I'd like to go, because I've lived my whole life watching movies and franchises and things like that, but if you could get the same thing out of a TV show, that's something to think about. It's also cinematic and whatnot. Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's what I was saying. I just think that I wonder if in, I don't know, 15 years, even 20 years, 15, 20 years, by that point, I assume that they'll be indistinguishable. So at that point, it's kind of like, are people more interested? Do people still want to go to the movies to see these things? Or they're like, I mean, I can see the same thing on TV. You got to wonder. Right now, it's kind of hit or miss. So who does? Well, guys, that is, Ryan said, $100,000 camera to shoot the stuff we watch. Yeah. Their cameras are really expensive. I couldn't even begin to. I've seen like, when I mentioned that I made a short film once, and I was going to buy a camera. I did eventually buy a camera, but this is when I knew nothing about cameras, and I was looking up just what cameras do they use in Hollywood? Fucking hell, they're like hundreds of thousands of dollars for these cameras. I mean, some of them, I'm sure, like the crazy 8K, the ones they got now are probably over $1 million. But yeah, he's not. That's not an exaggeration. $100,000 camera. Many of them are even more than that. But I did not get a $100,000 camera, by the way. I got a Canon XL1S. Cost a few $100s back in, or I think it was like $1,000 when I bought it. This was, wow, 2003-ish? 2003, 2004. But yeah, guys, that's all I got this week, really. Unless you guys got some other, I know it's been kind of I mean, I've enjoyed the interactions we've had, but not a whole lot of stuff to talk about really tonight. I know this was kind of a slower show, slower week, slower show. But hope you guys enjoyed what I had. If you guys don't have anything else, I'll give you a second, but I'm gonna probably get out of here in a minute. Have a shorter night than usual. I will be back tomorrow night, of course, for my Retro Wednesday podcast, or live stream. That's not a podcast. That's just straight up live stream, where we will be playing the Shape-Shifting Detective. That one is it's made by the same crew that made, or it's at least distributed by the same people that made the past few games I've been playing for the past few weeks now. It's a full motion video game, but it's a new one. It's not like the old school ones. It's more or less an interactive movie. This one, though, I've never played this one. I don't know a lot about it, except for that it's full motion video and you interrogate people, and I guess you can shapeshift. I don't know if that's literal, if like you can literally shapeshift, or if it's just you're like a master of disguise or something. Have no idea. I don't know if there's supernatural elements here at work or not. Maybe it's like that thing where, like, you know, that show, The Naked Chef. I mean, it's not really somebody naked cooking. It's just he uses, like, you know, like electronic stuff, or I don't know, something like that. What the fuck ever. Maybe it's a play on words. I have no idea. But I'm going to find out tomorrow night at 9 o'clock Central Time, 7 o'clock Pacific Time, and 10 o'clock Eastern Time. So hopefully you guys will come by and show up for that. Maybe a little bit more fun than tonight. I know tonight's was a bit slow, but it is what it is. I will be, however, for those of you that are left in here, especially those of you that are content creators, I will be soon starting to look for a co-host, guests. I was going to do the co-host thing because I do feel like I do better when I'm bouncing things off of someone. But instead, it's just going to be me for first few episodes. I do plan on, if not next week, it's kind of short notice now. If not next week, I really would like to, by the following week, by the 6th episode of this thing, I'd like to have a guest. Maybe every week or at least every other week. And preferably somebody from the YouTube, or not just YouTube, but the film commentator community, whatever we want to call it. I am looking for people that are interested in coming on here, of course, via Skype or Teams or whatever, and talking, you know, pretty much doing what I'm doing here, but with another person. And we just talk and shoot the shit and talk about movies and entertainment for an hour or so. So if any of you guys have content you put out there or are interested in that, or if you know somebody who will or is, then give me a shout. If not, I'll be probably sending some stuff out to some people or doing something. Maybe I'll put a post out and say, anybody interested? We'll see, but I will be looking forward to doing that. I think the show might be a little bit more lively with another person on here when it's not just me with all this space. Just me. Add another person to the table. Or maybe I'll have my other background done by then. I don't know. But anyway, let me do my little outro here, and if you guys don't have anything else, I am going to scoot up out of here. I do have... this week, I got tomorrow my movie review for... or my video game movie review for Tomb Raider will be coming out tomorrow morning. The new Tomb Raider, or newer 2018's Tomb Raider. I will also be putting out... I'm shooting for Friday. It really... I was unable to get an advanced screener of Willy's Wonderland. I'm kind of excited to see that with Nicolas Cage. But I'm shooting for... I will be watching it as soon as it comes available Friday. Ideally, it really depends on where it goes live. Whether it's going to be right at midnight, if it's going to be a little bit before, or if it's going to be 3 o'clock in the morning. You never know with these things until like right up on time. I've had them where they've come out actually my time 2 hours before midnight, and I've had them where they come out at 3 o'clock in the morning. If it comes out at 3 o'clock in the morning, I don't know if it'll be Friday when I get that up, because I'll have to watch it, shoot the review, edit the review, put it up. So that might be Saturday. But if it comes out early enough, or if I can at least watch it by midnight, watch it, shoot it, edit it, and throw it up, then I will have that review up Friday morning. If not, it'll be Saturday morning or Friday evening. But definitely by Saturday morning, I will have a review up of Willy's Wonderland. Unless, for some reason, the movie doesn't come out. But I don't think that's going to happen. Got some other movies, some smaller movies that I've had sent to me that I am doing some reviews of. Some good, some not so much. And those will be coming out over the course of the next week. And beyond that, there's nothing else really big coming out for a little bit. So it's going to be a lot of these smaller movies I'm getting from this marketing company I've been working on that sends me stuff. So anyway, let's do this thing. Yep, you guys ain't gonna know. All right, cool. All right, guys, thanks for joining me for episode 4 of the JARcast movie podcast. We are here every Tuesday night shooting it live on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, Jacob Anders Reviews, at 7 o'clock Pacific time, 10 o'clock Eastern time. You can also find the show on Spotify, Google Music, iTunes, and all other major podcasting platforms if you prefer the audio version. And yeah, that's about all I got this week. Slow week, I know, but is what it is. Slow week, slow show. That's all I can say. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you like the show. Subscribe, like, follow, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys next week.